Hi, I'm Dr. Gordo, and welcome to the Raven the Writing Desk. Today we're looking at Hamlet by William Shakespeare, a line-by-line read-through with commentary. The goal is to pretty much go through the play line by line with a special emphasis on character perspective and audience understanding. If you've never read Hamlet before, newcomers are welcome. There's not going to be any spoilers. The goal is to provide an objective understanding of the play just by looking at the text itself. I'm going to try to avoid subjective opinions, but the way I emote the lines, there will be a degree of subjectivity. I'm not a Shakespearean actor, and I'm sure I'm going to hear about it in the comments. And if I ever get too subjective, please let me know. Without further ado, let's get going. Act 1, Scene 1. The ramparts of Elsinore, Denmark, circa 12th century. The castle guards are nervous because a ghost haunts the watch. They invite a scholar to try to speak with it. The ghost appears, but says nothing. The guards and the scholar decide what to do next. It is dark, it's cold, and the scene is nervous. Francisco is being relieved by Bernardo. Who's there? Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Long live the king! Bernardo? He. You come most carefully upon your hour. Francisco is relieved that Bernardo is there. 'Tis struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco. 'Tis bitter cold, and I'm sick of heart. As Francisco exits, Horatio and Marcellus enter. Say, what? Is Horatio there? A piece of him. Horatio really doesn't want to be there, but they've invited him to witness something. What? Has this thing appeared again tonight? I have seen nothing. Marcellus. Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that, if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it. Tush, will not appear. Horatio's doubtful. Bernardo gives us some exposition. Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears, that we are so fortified against our story, what we have seen, two nights seen. Well, sit we down, and let Bernardo speak of this. Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made its course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell beating one, the ghost suddenly appears. Marcellus, peace, break off, look where it comes again, in the same figure that like the king that's dead. The guards really want Horatio to notice the ghost looks like the dead king. Thou art a scholar, speak to Horatio. Looks he like the king? Mark it, Horatio. Most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder. What art thou that usurpest this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee, speak. But the ghost remains silent. It is offended. See, it stalks away. Stay, speak, I charge thee, speak. Ghost disappears. How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What do you think on it? Before my God, I might not this believe without the sensible and true avouch of my own eyes. Horatio's convinced. Is it not like the king? As thou art to thyself, such was the very armor he had on when the ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once when, in angry parley, he smote the sledded poles on the ice. 'Tis strange. Marcellus wants to know what else is going on around here. Why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the land, and why such daily costed cast of brazen cannon and foreign marked of implements of war? Why such impressive shipwrights, whose some task is not divide the day from the Sunday from the week? What might be toward, that the sweaty haste doth make the night joint labor with the day? Who is it who can inform me? Horatio has some answers. That can I, at least, the whispers go. Horatio goes on to tell the story about how King Hamlet defeated King Fortinbras in a duel and claimed Norwegian lands. With King Hamlet dead, Prince Fortinbras is raising an army to get Norwegian lands back. The three agree the ghost is a bad omen. I think it be no other but even so. Well may it sort that this portentous figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king that was and is the question of these wars. Suddenly, Ghost appears again. But soft, behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, O speak. Or if thou hast apported in thy life extorted treasure in the womb of earth, for which they say you spirits oft walk in death, speak of it. Ghost says nothing. Stay and speak. Stop it, Marcellus. Shall I strike it with my partisan? Do, if it will not stand. Just as the ghost is about to speak, a rooster is heard off stage. 'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical to offer it a show of violence. It was about to speak when the cock crew. They go on to talk about the significance of birds relating to beliefs in the play. I could do a separate video on that if you like. They do conclude that they need to take this news to Prince Hamlet right away. Let us impart what we have seen tonight onto young Hamlet, for, upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it as needful in our loves, fitting our duty? Let's do it, I pray, and I this morning know where we will find him most convenient. That's scene 1. Quick recap. A ghost, resembling King Hamlet, appears on the ramparts of Elsinore. The ghost is silent, but it is taken as a bad omen. Could it do with the impending invasions by Prince Fortinbras? Prince Hamlet must be informed. Character perspectives. Horatio, scholar, invited by the castle guards to confirm the sighting of the ghost. He is doubtful at first, but sees the ghost. He knows Prince Hamlet and wants to inform him immediately. Prince Fortinbras doesn't appear in this scene, but he's very important to the play. His father was killed by King Hamlet. With King Hamlet dead, Prince Fortinbras is raising an army to invade Denmark. And the question is he a hero or a villain? Audience point of view. Why didn't Prince Hamlet become king? Who is the current king of Denmark? Is Prince Fortinbras a significant threat? How will the prince react to the news of the ghost? Act 1, Scene 2, the Grand Hall of Elsinore. Claudius, the new king of Denmark, laments the death of his brother. He has married his sister-in-law, Gertrude. He discusses the Norwegian threat and tries to comfort the mourning Hamlet. The prince is depressed by recent events, but is amazed to learn of the ghost. The scene opens with King Claudius addressing the court. He acknowledges the passing of his brother and a mourning kingdom. Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green. He goes on to explain that despite the sadness, he has married his sister-in-law, our sometime sister, now our queen. The point is, Claudius is saying the kingdom needs to get on with business. Claudius is sending 2 ambassadors, Cornelius and Voltimand, to Old Norway, the uncle of Fortinbras, to inform him of his nephew's intentions. We have here writ to Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras, who impotent and bedrid, scarcely hears of this his nephew's purpose. And we here dispatch you, good Cornelius, and you, Voltimand, for bearers of this greeting to Old Norway. Both ambassadors say, in that and all things we shall show our duty. The word duty comes up a lot in this play. Keep an eye out for it. Moving along, Claudius invites Laertes to address the court. And now, Laertes, what's the new with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice. What would thou beg, Laertes, that shall not be my offer, not thy asking? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth. That is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldest thou have, Laertes? Your leave and favour to return to France, where whence though willingly I came to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend to France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon. Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius? I do beseech you to give him leave to go. Laertes is granted leave. And now we get introduced to Prince Hamlet. But now, my cousin Hamlet and my son. In an aside, which is only heard by the audience, a little more than kin and less than kind. Prince Hamlet is not fond of Claudius. Suppose that the clouds still hang on you. Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun. Remember, this is in front of court. Hamlet is talking about his ongoing mourning. In Gertrude's opening lines, she encourages her son Hamlet to take off his mourning clothes and accept death as a part of life. Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thy eye look like a friend of Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity. Hamlet acknowledges that, yes, death is common, but why is he still mourning? Ay, madam, it is common. Why does it seem so particular with you? Seems, madam? Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief, that can denote me truly. Those indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play, but I have that within which passes show, but these the trappings and suits of woe. Claudius tries to intervene. 'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father, but you must know that your father lost a father, that father lost his, and the survivor bound in fieful obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, and understanding simple and unschooled. Hamlet needs to join the kingdom in moving on. 'Tis a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as a father, for let the world take note, you are most immediate to our throne. Claudius is publicly identifying Prince Hamlet as the crown prince, and as the future leader of this country, you can't go on mourning. You've got to be strong for everybody. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son. Gertrude agrees. Let not thy mother lost her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg. I shall in my best obey you, madam. That's all Claudius needed to hear. Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no junkled heart that Denmark drinks today, but the cannon to the cloud shall tell, and the kings roused to the heaven shall bruit again, re-speaking earthly thunder. Come away. Claudius is off to go drinking, and everybody exits except Hamlet. In his first soliloquy, we see the depths of Hamlet's depression. Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt, his cannon 'gainst self-slaughter. Hamlet is thinking about self-harm, but he knows it's a sin. Oh God, God, how weary, stale, and flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it, oh fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. It's been about 2 months since King Hamlet died, but Hamlet's depression is not from mourning. It's actually out of anger against his mother for remarrying so quickly. 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2, so loving to my mother that he might not between the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on it, frailty thy name is woman, a little month, or ere those shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body. O God, a beast that wants discourse of reason would have mourned longer, married to my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, she married. Oh, most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not nor cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue. Hamlet knows he needs to keep these thoughts to himself. Horatio enters, but Prince Hamlet doesn't seem to recognize him at first. Hail, your lordship. I am glad to see thee well. Horatio, or do I forget myself? The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever. Sir, my good friend, I'll change that name with you. And what makes you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus? Hamlet gives Bernardo a nod. My good lord, I am glad to see you. Good even, sir. But what, in faith, makes you from Wittenberg? A truant disposition, good my lord. I know you are no truant, but what is your affair at Elsinore? We'll teach you to deep drink ere you depart. My lord, I came to see your father's funeral. Hamlet's not buying it. I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding. Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon. Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish the marriage tables. The leftovers from the funeral were served at the marriage. My father, methinks I see my father. Where, my lord? In my mind's eye, Horatio. I saw him once. He was a goodly king. He was a man. Take him for all in all, I shall not look upon his likes again. Horatio cuts the matter. My lord, I think I saw him yesternight. Saw who? My lord, the king your father. The king my father? Horatio then recounts Act 1, Scene 1. But where was this, my lord, upon the platform where we watch? Did you not speak to it? My lord, I did, but answer made it none. 'Tis very strange. As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it. Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight? We do, my lord. Armed, you say? Armed, my lord. From toe to toe, my lord, from head to foot. Then you saw his face? Oh yes, my lord, he wore his beaver up. He wore his face shield up. What, looked he frowningly? A countenance more in sorrow than in anger? Pale or red, nay, very pale, and fixed his eyes upon you, most constantly. I would have been there. It would have much amazed you. Very like. Stayed it long? While one with moderate haste might tell 100. Longer, not when I saw it. His beard was grizzled, no, as it was in life, a sabled silver. I will watch tonight, perchance to walk again. I warrant it will. If it assumes my father's noble person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hither concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. Let's just keep this between us. And whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding but no tongue. I will requite your loves, so fare you well. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you. Our duty to your honor, your loves as mine to you, farewell. Everybody but Hamlet exits. My father's spirit, in arms, all is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were to come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to men's eyes. That's the end of Scene 2. Recap. Claudius acknowledges trouble in the kingdom, but is confident about Denmark's future. Claudius is married to his sister-in-law, Gertrude. They ask Hamlet to stop mourning his father for the sake of the kingdom. Hamlet is furious about his mother's remarriage and is unstable. Horatio and the guards inform Hamlet about the ghost. Prince Hamlet plans to join the watch that night. Perspectives. Claudius confidently handles the Norway situation and grants Laertes leave. He is in love with Gertrude and assumes Hamlet will get past his mourning. Polonius. He is Denmark's Lord Chamberlain. We really don't learn about anything about him. Laertes, we learn that he's going back to France. Gertrude, happily remarried, remains as queen, but concerned for her son. She wants to see Hamlet end his mourning and be happy again. Pleased Hamlet is staying at court. Horatio, schoolmate to Prince Hamlet, came to Elsinore for Claudius' coronation, stayed for the wedding, tells Prince Hamlet about the ghost, and encourages him to join them. Prince Hamlet, publicly in deep mourning, privately extremely depressed over Gertrude's remarriage. agrees to stay at Elsinore instead of returning to school at Wittenberg. He is amazed by the news of the ghost. Audience point of view. We met all the main players at court, and we're wondering, will the Norwegian threat be contained? And is a man marrying his sister-in-law incestuous? And how will the ghost impact Hamlet's instability? Act 1, Scene 3, Chambers of Polonius. Laertes says goodbye to his sister, Ophelia. They discuss her relationship with Prince Hamlet. Polonius gives his son some advice before turning his attention to Ophelia. He confronts Ophelia and demands she cut off all contact with Hamlet. We hear the end of a conversation. Laertes is giving Ophelia advice about Hamlet. Ophelia and Hamlet have been writing to each other. For Hamlet, and the trifling of his favor, hold it to a fashion and a toy in your blood, a violet in the youth of priming nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more. No more but so? Think of it no more. Laertes is concerned that Hamlet isn't that serious on Ophelia. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soiled nor coddled doth besmirch the virtues of his will. But you must fear his greatness weighed, his will is not his own. Because Hamlet is the crown prince, he can't choose his own bride. It's going to be chosen for him. Laertes explains, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for his choice depends the safety and the health of a whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and yielding of that body whereon he is the head. Laertes wants Ophelia to rethink things. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of shot and danger of desire. The chariot maid is prodigal enough if she unmasks her beauty to the moon. Ophelia appreciates the advice, but he himself should behave. I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart, but, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose paths of dalliance trends, and recks not his own reed. Polonius enters, and he's surprised to see Laertes is still here. He thought he's already left town. Yet here, Laertes, abroad, abroad, for shame. Polonius takes this opportunity to give his son some cliché advice about moderation. There, my blessings with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory look to thy character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any proportioned thoughts his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them onto thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatch unfledged courage. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but, being in, bear it to that oppose may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censor, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy. For the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France and the best rank and station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan often loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thy own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee. Most humbly I take my leave, my lord. The time invests you. Go, your servants tend. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you. 'Tis in my memory, locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. And with that, Laertes departs. Polonius wants to know, was it Ophelia he has said to you, so please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet? Polonius has the same concerns as Laertes. If her reputation is ruined, it's going to be difficult to repair. He hath, my lord, of late made many tender of his affections to me. Affections? Puh! You speak like a green girl unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them? Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus you'll tender me a fool. My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honourable fashion. Ay, fashion you may call it. Go to, go to. He hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven. Ah, springs to catch woodcocks, I do know, when the blood burns and how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. Polonius forbids Ophelia from seeing Hamlet any longer. Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of the die which their investments show. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk to the Lord Hamlet. Look to, I charge you, come your ways. Ophelia agrees. I shall obey, my lord. Recap, Act 1, Scene 3. Laertes, before departing for France, discusses Prince Hamlet with his sister Ophelia. He is concerned she's going to get her heart broken. Polonius gives Laertes some fatherly advice. Polonius then forbids Ophelia from further contact with Hamlet. Character perspectives. Laertes, ideal man of court, loyal and dutiful. Polonius appears confident in his success, but asks him to behave. Concerned for his sister's well-being while he is away, he warns her about Hamlet. Polonius, proud of his son Laertes, he wants to see him do well. Concerned about Ophelia's relationship with Hamlet, she could disgrace the family and ruin her honor. He forbids her from speaking to Hamlet. Ophelia, correspondence with Prince Hamlet, who has been attending school. In a separate video, I can talk more about what kind of a relationship did Ophelia and Hamlet have, because it does sound like he saw her recently and there's been a correspondence. Enough said. The point is, she does seem to be in love with him. She listens respectfully to Laertes, but Polonius gets through to her. She agrees to stop seeing Hamlet. Audience point of view. The audience knows that Hamlet is unstable, not prepared for a romantic relationship. But will Ophelia obey Polonius, and how will Hamlet react? Act 1, Scene 4, Ramparts of Elsinore. Prince Hamlet meets with Horatio and Marcellus. Hamlet laments Claudius's behavior. The ghost appears and bids Hamlet to follow. The mood is established as Hamlet opens. The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. It is a nipping and eager air. What hour is it now? I think it lacks a 12. No, it is struck. So the confusion over the time adds a little to the tension. Then draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. Then we hear some trumpets off stage. What does this mean, my lord? Claudius is having his big celebration he mentioned earlier. The king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps wassail, and the swaggering uprising reels, and, as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle rum and trumpet thus bray out the trumpet of his pledge. Every time Claudius drinks, they play instruments. Horatio, not from court, wants to know, is it custom? Ah, marry it is, but to mind, though I am native here, and to the manner born, it is custom more honored in the breach than the observance. This heavy-handled revel east and west makes us traduced and taxes of other nations. They clep us as drunkards, and the Swinish phrase soil our edition, and indeed, it takes from our achievements. But before Hamlet can continue, the ghost appears. Look, my lord, it comes. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring thee the airs from heaven or blasts of hell. But thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, king, father, royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Ghost remains silent. With thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls, say, what is this? Whereof? What should we do? The ghost beckons him to follow. The others do not trust the ghost. Horatio, it beckons you to go away with it as if it imparted to desire you alone. Marcellus, look at what courteous action it waves to you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it. Horatio, no, by no means. Hamlet, it will not speak, then I will follow it. Marcellus, do not, my lord. Hamlet is showing his madness. What should I fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee, and for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself? It weighs me forth, I'll follow it. Horatio tries to talk some sense into Hamlet. He's very concerned for his safety. This could be an evil spirit who wants to lure Hamlet off a cliff. What if it tempts you towards a flood, my lord, or to the dreaded summit of the cliff that beetles over his base into the sea, and there assumes some other horrible form which might deprive you of your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it. Hamlet is not swayed. It weighs me still. Go on, I'll follow thee. Marcellus, you shall not go, my lord. Horatio and Marcellus try to actively stop Hamlet. Hold off your hands. Be ruled. You shall not go. My fate cries out. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say, away. Go on. I'll follow thee. Hamlet exit. Horatio and Marcellus are standing there wondering what to do. He waxes desperate with imagination. Marcellus, let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him. Have after, to what issue will his come? Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Heaven will direct it. Nay, let's follow him. Horatio and Marcellus decide to chase after Hamlet. Recap. Hamlet disapproves of how Claudius celebrates. A king should model sobriety. Hamlet is captivated by the ghost and follows it. Concerned for his safety, Horatio and Marcellus follow. Perspectives. Horatio begs Hamlet not to follow the ghost. It could be an evil spirit, and it further demonstrates his loyalty by pursuing the prince. Prince Hamlet expresses interest in the throne and how a king should rule with temperance, showing a stable side. The ghost brings out his madness. Despite the risks, he follows it. Audience point of view, simply, is this the ghost of King Hamlet, or is it an evil spirit? Act 1, Scene 5, a secluded ground. Hamlet speaks with the ghost. He is told that King Hamlet was murdered by Claudius to claim the throne and Gertrude. The ghost commands the prince to take revenge. Hamlet swears Horatio and Marcellus to secrecy and hints at his course of action. Hamlet pursues the ghost to a secluded spot. The ghost finally speaks. Whither wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further. Mark me. I will. My hour is almost come, when I to sufferers and tormenting flames must render up myself. Alas, poor ghost, pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold, but that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I could a tale unfold, whose lightest words would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, if thou didst ever thy dear father love. O God! Revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Murder? Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural. Haste me to know it, that I, with wings as swift as mediation or the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge. I find thee out, Hamlet, here. 'Tis given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me, so the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown. Claudius killed King Hamlet. Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle! Aye, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wits, with traitorous gifts. O wicked wit and gifts, that have power so to seduce one to his shameful lust the will of my most seemingly virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there! For me, whose love was that of the dignity that it went hand in hand, even with the vow I made to her in marriage, to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. So Gertrude fell for a much lesser man. But virtue, as it will never be moved, though lewdness courted to a shape of heaven, so lust, through a radiant angel linked, well sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air, brief let me be, sleeping in my orchard, my custom always in the afternoon. Upon my secured hour, thy uncle stole with juice of cursed Lebanon in a vial, and in the porches of my ear did pour the leprous distilment. whose effect holds such an enmity with the blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of my body, and with a sudden vigor it doth possess and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. And affect instant tetter barked about, most lazar-like, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. Thus I was, sleeping, by a brother's hand of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched. Cut off, even in the bosoms of thy sin, unhouselled, disappointed, unanailed, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all of my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, horrible, most horrible. This play follows Catholic beliefs, and because King Hamlet did not receive the last rites, he went to purgatory, where he's going to purge his sins before he can go to heaven. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for damned incest. But howsoever thou pursues this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. The ghost is clearly saying, leave your mother alone. Your target is Claudius. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and gins to pale his unaffected fire. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember thee, I, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in thy disgraced globe. Remember thee, yea, from the table of my memory, yes, by heaven. No. Despite the ghost's command to leave Gertrude alone, Hamlet is still furious with her. Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, villain, smiling, damned villain! So, uncle, there you are. Now to my word, it is adieu, adieu, remember me. I have sworn it. Hamlet pulls out a piece of paper and writes down that promise. Now, Marcellus and Horatio come rushing up, very concerned for Hamlet's safety. Heaven secure him! Hamlet lost in thought. So be it. Marcellus, lo, ho, ho, my lord! Hamlet starts speaking gibberish. Hello, ho, ho, boy, come here to come. By news, my lord. Oh, wonderful! Good, my lord, tell it. No, you will reveal it. Not I, my lord, by heaven, nor I, my lord. How say you then? Would heart of man once think it, but you'll be secret. There's a villain dwelling in all of Denmark, but he's an errant knave. There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this. Why, right, you are and right, and so, without more circumstances all, I hold it fit that we shall shake hands and part. You, as your business and desire shall point you, for every man hath business and desire such it is, and for my own part, I will go pray. But these are wild and whirling words, my lord. I am sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, faith, heartily. There is no offense, my lord. Yes, by St. Patrick, there is, Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost, let me tell you that. For your desire to know what is between us, overmaster it to your may. And now, good friends, as you are good friends, scholars and soldiers, give me one poor request. What is it, my lord? We will never make known what you have seen tonight. My lord, we will not. Nay, but swear it. My lord, we will not. In faith, my lord, not I. Nor I, my lord, in faith. Upon my sword. He wants Horatio Marcellus to make an oath on his sword. We have sworn, my lord, already. Indeed, upon my sword. We can hear the ghost off stage. Swear! It's unclear who can hear it. We can only assume Hamlet can hear it. Ha ha, boy! Hast thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage? Consent to swear. Propose the oath, my lord. Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword. Swear. Hamlet remarks that the ghost seems to be here and everywhere. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Swear by my sword, never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by his sword. Well said, old mole. Canst work in the earth so fast? A worthy pioneer, once more removed, good friend. Horatio is so confused. Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange, and therefore as a stranger give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy. Hamlet wants him to promise not only not to speak about tonight, but not to make any comments about any actions he's about to take. But come, here, as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd somever I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put on an antic disposition on. That you, at such times, see me, shall never, with arms encumbered thus, or this head shake, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase, as well, we know, or we could, and if we would, or if we would list to speak, or there be and if they might, or such ambiguous giving out to note that you know aught of me, this do swear, so grace and memory at your most need help you. Hamlet takes a moment to catch his breath and a little bit more calmly expresses the oath. Swear. Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, with all love I do command me to you, and whatso poor a man as Hamlet is may, to do express his love and friending greeting to you, God willing, shall not lack. Let us go together, and still your fingers on your tips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together. And they all exit. Recap Act 1, Scene 5. The ghost claims to be the spirit of King Hamlet. It says Claudius murdered him to take the throne and his wife, and commands Prince Hamlet to take revenge. Hamlet swears his companions to secrecy and starts to hatch a plan. The ghost claims in life he was murdered while napping in his orchard by Claudius. It appeared like a snake bite, but Claudius poured poison in his ear. His command, leave Gertrude alone and kill Claudius. Prince Hamlet listens to and believes the ghost, swears revenge. His instability comes out when he is talking to his companions, but a plan is formed. He says he will be acting unusual, but isn't he already acting unstable? Horatio follows Prince Hamlet and is confused by his demeanor, promises to keep what he saw secret. Audience point of view. Is the ghost truthful, or is it an evil spirit? That's never clarified. Just because the ghost claims to be King Hamlet doesn't make it so. The encounter further destabilizes Hamlet. Did the ghost add to his madness? What is Hamlet's plan, and how will he carry out his revenge? Now, quick recap of Act 1. King Hamlet of Denmark died, and his brother Claudius took the throne, and the queen. Prince Hamlet is furious with his mother over this remarriage. Denmark is threatened by Norway. A ghost tells Hamlet he was killed by Claudius and swears the prince to revenge. Prince Hamlet has a couple of allies, including his school friend Horatio. Ophelia, love interest to Hamlet, is forbidden to see him further by her father Polonius, the Lord Chamberlain. Ophelia's brother Laertes departs for France. And that is Act 1.